we're going to move on to the Aerodef section now.
Okay.
Tell me a little bit about your involvement with Aerodef.
Sure. So the Aerodef conference, I am a part of the executive committee of that. So I help shape the program, and work with potential customers that are going to attend the show, and basically do what I can to provide input to make the show as and the conference as successful as possible.
Okay. Why is Aerodef an important event?
Okay, what I like about Aerodef is kind of what I was talking earlier about AFRL is they look, again, manufacturing is important, but the definition of parts and systems for aircraft married with the manufacturing, I think, is a unique aspect of the Aerodef conference. That's one of the reasons I like it. My career, I've tried to combine knowledge of manufacturing with design, and I think that's part of what the Aerodef is trying to do with their conference. It's also kind of a medium-sized conference, so we get some great speakers at Aerodef, and I think that size venue with the caliber of the speakers we get is kind of a unique thing. Some of the conferences get very large, and having that intimate conversation gets kind of hard, but at Aerodef, it's kind of just the right size that makes that easier to have happen.
That's great. Tell me a little bit about the challenges that are currently facing the aerospace and defense manufacturing world.
Yeah. So affordability, I think, is a recurring theme. So there's a lot of pressure to be able to produce aircraft, airframe structures in particular, at lower and lower cost. What will happen is performance could possibly suffer as a result of that. So it's a challenge to find these lower cost solutions, but not only maintain performance, but increase performance. That's one of the big challenges out there. There's a large market for aircraft, both in defense and certainly in the commercial arena, and it's great. It's a great thing, but there are a lot of pressures to increase affordability. I think automation is one of the tools that's going to help have that happen, and doing that with also providing high performance parts to increase the efficiency of aircraft is a big challenge going forward.
How does Aerodef help with addressing these challenges with all the technologies that have to be evaluated and the different requirements?
Right. So again, Aerodef, and this is where my passion is with my involvement in Aerodef. Let's help bring in the right folks that are actually working these challenges, and also bring in people from industry, both early and mid-career, some people that have experience versus people that haven't learned yet what can't be done, what I call the early career people, that have really great ideas, and have some good, honest discussions on these types of solutions, and then also bring in people in the exhibit hall that are working on those kind of solutions, that have that kind of an interaction.
You talked a little bit about the people that are there. What types of people are you seeing there? Who are the important people that you want to see there?
Yeah. So what I like to see from the DoD side specifically are other leaders in industry. So folks that are working these challenges at the various aerospace companies, at the OEMs. I'd like to see also folks in the Tier 1 companies. They're actually building a lot of the parts, and they're building a lot of the parts for a lot of the different OEMs and have that kind of knowledge. I think it's possible to have those kind of discussions and discuss the innovations in a non-competitive environment if we're careful about it. And those are the kind of folks I like to see. And then, like I said, the technologists and the actual people doing the work for production at the various aerospace companies attending and learning and also sharing their thoughts at the conference. Those are the kind of people I like to interact with at Aerodef.
That's great. What kind of companies or technologies are you looking for there? Would you like to see?
Again, I think additive is a big area. Not only manufacturing technologies, but technologies that would take advantage of the benefits of additive we'll just say, a systematic, efficient, rational way to aid in the design. Additive is a tough problem because it gives you so much freedom that coming up with what an optimum solution might be can sometimes be difficult. So that's definitely one area. And the other big area, again, is automation and coming up with, we'll just say, rate-insensitive technologies which would reduce the cost of our structure without having to compromise very much on the performance.
Perfect. What role does Aerodef and events like Aerodef play in your own professional development in your own career?
Sure. So last year at Aerodef, I had the opportunity to do a panel discussion. That was the first panel discussion I ever moderated. I participated in one or two. That was a great experience. I had a great conversation, and we had a fantastic panel. Folks from DARPA, folks from AFRL, and folks from industry in there, having a really good discussion about some key technical challenges in structural definition going forward, specifically with additive. And I think those kind of panel discussions, I think, are very valuable. And then having an interaction with the folks afterward, I think that's that's the kind of thing that has helped me learn. After I did that panel discussion, I had discussions with about a dozen people on some of the things that were discussed in the topic, and I also talked to some of the other panelists about their thoughts. Wasn't quite enough time. That was the one thing I learned about it. So opportunities like that, and then helping, as much as my time allows, helping to shape the next sessions and the speakers and the the way we're going to run the meetings in the future as part of the executive committee is helping me learn a lot about how these things are done.
I saw that panel. It was excellent.
Yeah.
Are there any type of either technology decisions or changes that you've made in the way that you're making things that have resulted from being at Aerodef, where you've seen new technologies and incorporated them?
Let's see. Can't talk specifics, but some of the folks that have attended, I've gotten a chance, attended Aerodef, and folks from DARPA and other places, they gave a talk. I met with them after their talk, and we had the opportunity to discuss a specific problem I was working on, and then we had we'll just say we had further interaction after that. So I was able to meet with folks that were had similar interests, that were folks that were movers and shakers in their field, have good discussions, and then further collaborations develop from that. Let's just say that. Okay.
What's your favorite part about being involved in events like this and kind of volunteering your time as a member of industry?
Yeah. So again, volunteering my time is a good thing. It's good to be able to give back. And again, a lot of what we do is proprietary, which it has to be what we do. But again, an activity like this benefits the aerospace community as a whole. So that part of it is great. And like I said, I get a lot out of it because I learn a lot at every session and every meeting that I attend. Okay.
Great. Excellent.
We're done?
Excellent.
So all right. Cool.
Fantastic.
All right. Good. Did I give away any Boeing proprietary information? I don't think I did.
So.
All right. Good.